Good morning, people. How's everything? Listen, we back in the building, like I said, every Sunday. We're gonna bring it to you live every Sunday. A lot to talk about today. Don't know. Let's just want to give some small props here to Jake Paul, even though he's a fuck show of a person. But he put on a pretty good event last night, even in adversity. When Francis Ngannou or Ngannou was coming for his head during the interview and told him he wasn't the MVP. And you ain't the MVP of shit, my guy. Like, and Jake Paul still said we could get this working. Broken jaw, probably never able to fight again, actually, but still came out with the smoke. Told Mike Perry, anybody, I will fight you. It don't matter. And I'm still gonna be your promoter for the business side. So if you don't like me, we could get it in, but we still gonna get this money. They put on Netflix a pretty good MMA show last night. Nate Diaz and Mike Perry. You already know what them two motherfuckers bring to the table. But Mike Perry got the best of him. Nate Diaz, the man that he is, took his L like a man. He came out blood everywhere. His whole eye was split, which we know his eye splits on the regular. Um, but his eye, it was leaking everywhere, down the back of his head, his back, everywhere. He was bloody everywhere. And at the end of the fight, at the end of the fight, he said, run it back. I wasn't going to do shit. But next time, you not going to do shit. So, like, you have to love that mentality, man. And I wish we could bring that back into just our regular sports. Like, there's a couple people now that's bringing it back attitude wise. But let's just get this party started. I appreciated last night. I'll talk a little bit more about it, but let's bring Ant to the stage. What up? What
Morning,
up?
good
Good
morning.
morning. How's everything?
Yes. Everything was good till
Yeah,
about 3 minutes ago when I
yeah,
realized who's getting MVP. But it is what it is.
exactly. Exactly. But yeah, last night, the Netflix special I was talking about, um, it got busy last night. Francis and Ganu with the knockout in the first round, called out called out Mr. John Jones, but John Jones said he's gonna stay retired. He's doing very good on the business side of his life. So he's thinking unless it's a that's he said UFC could break him out his contract, he would make that fight happen over there on MVP. Ronda Rousey, impressive. 17
Yeah.
seconds on bar. Came in, took Shorty down, caught a couple, and then just armbarred her immediately. 17
hmm
seconds, bro. It was impressive, to say the least. Two OGs of the game, basically, and they went at it for the love of the sport. Ronda Rousey really don't want to fight too much more, but she trained, she did her job, she came in, caught wreck, and it was a good night. Honestly, it was
Yeah.
honestly a good night, very entertaining.
She said she said, man, I'm going back there. She said, I'm going back. I want to have more babies.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And
So
that was that.
I guess
But
she. I
back to
guess.
your comment. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let you have the floor. I'm
Well,
gonna let you have the floor for this.
um, there's nothing to be mad
Breaking
about, right?
news.
It's not right. Breaking news. SGA back to back MVP of the NBA, and okay, they was in first place. Did the same thing that they did last year. You can't really argue against that vote, right? It's not. It's not. There's really no surprise to it, but there's just there's people that are Wemby, man. I really feel like Wemby deserved that more than him. Um, there's other people that we probably didn't mention much over the course of the last couple of months. But Cade Cunningham, um, even Jalen Brown, even Jalen Brunson, like these players, man. Not Jalen Brunson as much. Their team kind of, I think their team kind of underachieved to me. That Knicks team, they're doing well now, but they kind of underachieved. I thought they should have been the clear cut number one seed in the East. But Jalen Brown to keep up with to have a number two seed without the player who's supposed to be the franchise guy.
Who he's getting traded away for, mind you.
Right. Um, the Spurs, who weren't they a playing team last year? Like, so, it's just the dynamic of what they brought to the table. Even Detroit with Cade Cunningham, they went from being a playing team to now the number one seed. They pretty much took advantage of no Giannis for most of the year, no Tatum all year, no Halliburton. They took advantage and did what they were supposed to do. So there was more that I seen that should have been an MVP. I mean, Joker, he's always in it because of his numbers, but his team hasn't been doing what I would have thought they should have been doing. I think they're actually on a decline at this point. They need to make a move. But Wemby, I thought should have been MVP. Really, I really
Who'd
thought.
you say? Would you say need to make a move?
Denver.
Okay.
They're on a decline, I think. Even as good as Joker is, they need more. They need more. They got some things to figure out. So, but I really felt like Wemby should be number one, the defensive player of the year, and number two, the MVP.
Okay. Mind you, he does join a list of only 14 people. He makes number 14 of people who have repeated MVPs. Only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James have done it twice in back-to-backs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in good company right now. That's the way this new generation is going. When you disrespect, at the end of the day, I'm gonna use that word. When you disrespect what Wemby has done and what he's brought to the table this year, you made the case for Jalen Brown and Cade Cunningham. I don't disagree. I don't know. Maybe it's because of what. Hold on. I'm outside, and guess what comes outside? It's nature outside. So
So you got
I,
you gotta
I got my
sit there with
I
the
got
oil spray.
my little bug bee repellent. The bees is coming over here. I'm like like
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
like get away. I must protect this house. You know what I mean? with with the spray. But so like he is in you know history at this point in some ways. This generation makes everything about accomplishments. So not actually about game. SGA has taken over the league at this point. And until somebody dethrones him, which we're looking at what Spurs being 4-1 against Wemby, against OKC this year. And that is the matchup. So Wemby has a chance to dethrone because he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder now. He's gonna have a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, because they'll
So
see them in a
even a
couple
bigger
days.
one. Even a bigger one. But I want to give back. I need to give a shout out. A shout out to my guy Charles Woodson Jr. for committing to Michigan, following in his daddy's footsteps. Let's go. Let's go, Charles Woodson Jr. Let's get it popping. That's what we here for. Also, I want to give a shout out to the NCAA basketball committee for scheduling UConn as the first game of the season on a repeat and Duke in the same season. TD Garden, we having a neutral court game, first game of the season, rematch, even though we're going to get our ass kicked because we ain't got the same teams coming back. But
no, but y'all still got y'all was behind us for number 2 in recruiting and the transfer.
Blew us just.
Y'all number 2.
I don't know. You talk about Duke. You talk about Duke. Yeah, Duke fan too. D-Less, you a Duke fan?
Oh no, I'm just saying that I was looking at that stat. We're number 1 in recruiting and transfer portal, and y'all were number 2.
Listen, man.
I think Arizona was number 3.
That's not, I don't know. Once again, we have to, because people don't stay anymore, we now have to go on. Oh, okay. That's what's up. Look at that. 2 light-skinned niggas got something in common besides the whole Bron and Jordan thing. I mean, we good. We in the building. D-Less Michigan fan, let's go for sure. Definitely got to show up for that game. Then, Duke and Duke and Michigan. We got to figure that out, my guy.
I'm with it.
We got to figure it out. That D-Less could join us too. We all get it popping. Go to that game, have a good time, do what it do. I definitely love to do that. I'm trying to get to that to the UConn game for sure. It's definitely something.
I don't ever want to hang around him again. He gets you drunk off rum punch.
Yep.
Yo.
So speaking of your like you got some recruits over here. You got a guy that y'all took at 6'11" power forward named Cameron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about that guy?
Not yet. I'll be honest with you.
He's in your top 4. He's in your top 4. As I see his ranking is a 94. His grade is a 94. I don't know my guy we took out here from Bellflower, California, Sierra Canyon High School, Brandon McCoy. We took him as a point guard. So, we got some people out here, and maybe we do your research on your next guy coming in from high school.
Who, Deron Ribby?
Number 4. Number 4 in the nation.
Yeah. Well,
I said Cameron Williams
from down the block,
from Phoenix, Arizona.
He's from down the block from me. So,
the other guy,
Deron Ribby.
Yeah, no, I'll talk about your Cameron Williams.
Oh, I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, he signed to Duke. As I say, he's a top 26 in the nation for this year, 26 recruiting class.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get to that because I got to look into my guy. You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely get into that in the future. And I'm definitely going to both of those games because that should be 2-0. Be UConn and Duke.
See, you said that last year, right? You still ain't getting your bottle until I get my paraphernalia.
I'm gonna see you before I'm gonna be able to send it, so it don't even matter. Like
I see you in July, bro.
I just don't feel comfortable sending that through the mail.
Right, to know that those kind of objects with those names on it will be traveling from your address.
Yeah. Rather be upfront and personal.
Right.
And then I'm not even gonna whistle it. I'm gonna throw it at you. Right. Take that shit.
You say you just
don't want you to get it wrapped up. I'm upset about it. I don't want you to get it wrapped up and all nice and all whatever. Nah, son.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take that flat out like this. Yeah, there you go. You
Mm-hmm.
got it.
I got you. I got you. But we'll get into all of that. We got some time. We got some time. But let's figure out
Definitely.
let's
What the go ahead, what you about to say?
no, I'm
Because I
about to
got some
say because
what's
I
the name
know
there?
we got a long way to go in regards to a conversation that we must have in regards to the NFL schedule that has come
Yep.
out. So
We're gonna get that to the end at the end of the what's the name? End of the show, we gonna do the schedules.
mhm.
Because we got what the Cavs just did. Once again, game 6, James Harden game 6.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what oh can the
So
Cavs win today? 8 o'clock, Detroit, Cavs. Can the Cavs win this game in Detroit today?
I mean they're there so they can, but they won't. And reason I say they won't is because James Harden is James Harden. Um, he's not built. He's not built for the games that matter. And if he like, no, he's not built for this. What he gave out in Game 4
And 5.
and 5 was was all he had to give. Now it's time for Donovan Mitchell, I guess, to be the guy that they brought him in to be, which is the franchise player. So, but he's gonna need help. He's gonna need help, and I don't think James Harden can provide it. I don't think he provide, and also what I don't
Has he
want to
done that
do.
his career? His career, he hasn't done it.
That's what I'm saying. If you go based upon his career, he is just not going to happen. So I'm. I don't even want to talk too much about what Cleveland can do without discussing what Detroit can do, right? Because I mean, they're the they're the rookie team in all of this situation here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said last year, they were a playing team that just they made a run at the right time. They gave the Knicks a good run. Um, controversial call.
Cheated
Um,
run.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, controversial call. Put them out. So it's more or less of what they're gonna do. I don't want to take too much away from them and just say that James Harden is the deciding factor, but he is definitely the X factor. He's one of the X factors of what his game. If he plays his game the way we know that he talent wise, of what he can do, then Detroit is going to have a problem. However, based on history of what he's shown in these kind of games, I'm looking at maybe a 4 for 17 type of day with like 7 turnovers. That's what I'm looking
Jeez. Jeez. 4 for 17, 7 turn. It sounds like a James Harden night.
at. That's what I'm
And
saying. It
and and
sounds like that's
and a game 6 or 7, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he does in these games. Now, if he proved me wrong, then good. Make it work. But based upon what we've seen when he's on those teams that make these playoff runs, that's about as much as he gives you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a disappointment to watch somebody that at some point in this generation of basketball was one of our most prolific scorers. You talk about 50-point triple doubles. Um, we really wasn't seeing that until James Harden. You know what I mean? Um, he controlled the flow, he controlled the tempo. He did the SGA before SGA. But that's actually a blueprint from Michael Jordan. Let's just keep it a buck. He said I could get if I can't get 8 points a quarter, what am I doing here? That's 32 points a game, people.
Right.
If I can't get 8 points a quarter and I'm touching the ball 90% of the time, and I'm the shooting guard, the person who's supposed to score and lead us to the promised land, what am I doing?
Right.
If I can't get a layup or two layups and a shot and get to the free throw line twice and
Right.
hit my free throws, what am I doing?
Right.
And a lot of y'all in SGA followed that. James Harden at some point followed that. In my estimation, I know James Harden was like cheating the game with his little up and under, creating fouls and the 3 point line as well. Just like he did in that one game against Detroit. And I was like, the shot was lucky because once again, you doing it and then you immediately curling up in the air. You didn't even get the foul call, my guy. So
Right.
you was hoping that you missed the
Right.
shot
Right.
and you could go to the free throw line and get 3 threes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? And if it goes in, you just get the benefit of the 4 point play. So you didn't even get the foul call. And this is what, to me, instead of just playing the game the right way, kind of fucks him up in my estimation because you're trying to calculate something that might not even happen.
Right.
And instead of just playing to the talent that you actually have, which I'm not really fond of, let me just throw that out there. Um, you're taking it away from yourself, trying to make a calculated decision on how the game is going to be called. Sometimes you might not get a foul call, and that's just you're just supposed to play. Like whatever happened to just playing,
Yeah.
especially with somebody like him.
It's gotten to the point, well, that's a lot of these players, man. That's a lot of these players. They want the refs they don't want the refs to be part of the game, but then they want the refs to be part of the game. Right? They don't want the refs making these calls, but you influence the refs to make these calls. And then now they have to that's why we have the review now, because you don't want the refs, the refs are doing their job. Y'all don't like the way the refs doing their job, but you're forcing a hand with bullshit like that. If they gotta
Mm-hmm.
watch flopping, if they gotta watch all this extra added nonsense, it's hard to depict what's real and what's not sometimes when it's not blatant, right? In regards to, oh, he stepped out of bounds. All right. Boom. He stepped out. That's it. Oh, he smacked him upside the head. Oh, yeah, that's a foul. You know what I'm saying? So when these other when they gotta sit there and now break down these method acting plays on a basketball court, and then when they start to get wind to it, and now they're not blowing the whistle, now y'all get mad. So it's really crazy that the game has come to that, and it's by players that really, if you just play the game, you're gonna get those calls anyway. If you just play the game, you're gonna get those calls because you're too dynamic of a talent. There's when there's 8,000 moves that you can make, but there's only one defense you can play, man to man. They can't stop you if you're a good player.
At
So
all.
eventually you're gonna get those calls anyway. Just play the game.
Just play the game within yourself. Within yourself. There's nothing calculated about that. Like, especially when you're up. I don't get it. But that's James Harden, and this is probably one of the reasons he has hurt himself. It's not because of the talent that he has to be able to put the ball in the basket. His defense is just whatever. We're not going to call it anything great, but he's a very lazy defensive player. But he's not horrible. I've seen worse. Um, but he can put the ball in the basket. He can shoot 80 something percent from the free throw line. Like just play within yourself. You play within yourself. You take your team to the Eastern Conference Finals tonight. And Evan Mobley and Allen also have to do that. Those four right there are just the key. They have to dominate. Jalen Duren, put him back in his place because he came alive a little bit, with, more physicality and everything in that last game than he has been showing in the previous games.
Right.
Um, So you got to put him back in his place. You have two people who can do so in Evan Mobley and Allen. And Kay Cunningham going to do what Kay Cunningham do. It just is what it is, especially at home. He's just going to do what he do. And I have to give a shout out to one of my favorite white boys at this point. Like, because he's from Michigan, Duncan fucking Robinson. You talk about watching a player grow.
Yeah.
Watching a player grow. And this is what a lot of people don't get about development. And he went from another team, Miami to Detroit. But watching him grow from just becoming basically off the screen shooter, spot up shooter in Michigan, young, coming to Miami, being that at first, and now being able to see the game as he sees it, making the correct plays, the hustle that he has, being able to get to the basket because people fear the three that he can make however he feels like it. Let's not get that twisted.
So you know what that's
Duncan
a
Robinson.
up too, and we can touch bases on it later or not. But you mentioned Miami, right? Miami brings players in and they develop them. Because if you look on the other side of the court, a Miami built player, Max Strus, is the unsung hero for Cleveland. Know what I mean? So that's the team that you could say they go there and they actually take the time to develop something that you didn't even really know was there with certain players.
Yeah, that is true. You know what I mean? And regardless of where they're at now, mind you, we had the Bam Adebayo thing. Yeah, Jimmy Butler left. It kind of broke up the team a little bit. And that's what happened.
MVP. He had 83. Yeah. Bam had 83. He should have got MVP. We ain't heard from him since.
Son, this is what I'm talking about. Like, what kind of move was this? What kind of move was this, my guy? I'm sorry, that had to be the most set up. And we talk about the whole internet, let's just say, talks about how sports, and this is just off subject, how sports are set up, how they're basically should be WWE, blah, 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 blah. Me, I'm on the other side. I know there's some things that's been going on, obviously, since Pete Rose and the gambling aspect part of the game. But I just don't, you got to get so many people involved. So we're going to say Wemby's gambling right now, or he's tanking the Joel Embiid's. We could say Paul George might have tanked. We ain't going to talk about his 15 points in one quarter and then got nothing for the rest of the game. Anyways, but we go.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about that. But there's people out there that's actually trying to bring back what we were used to in the 90s. And some people are not letting it happen because they're too busy. You make millions of dollars, bro. Millions of dollars. Damn near the moment you sign on the dotted line. You're 100,000 in. 300,000, you know what I mean? Whatever the situation is, especially if you're getting drafted. I get the undrafted, 80, 90, 100,000. But that's not a bad living to play some fucking basketball. Or some football or some baseball. That's what you worked for. With somebody like me, I got to go do what I got to do, blue collar shit. Not even get paid close to that amount of what they get. No more financial struggles. And to not play the game the correct way or to try to disrespect what you've worked hard for at the same time is a little ridiculous, and just in my estimation, in my opinion. Pete Rose, I don't care what they say, he never gambled against his own team. Y'all be tanking, blue chipping it to get your homie some bread because of the whole online gambling, the whole joint. You ain't got to go to the bookie to put your face in the dirt.
Right.
So there is zero consequence for your losses. Because you could just go on here. I'm gonna put 10,000 now. That one of these NBA your boys might have gave you, and he gonna go put it on the under, and you just made or the over, and you just made X amount of bread, and mostly it's the under. Oh, he got 20. He 25. All right, my guy. If your average is 25, because you could look on the thing too, you could look on the DraftKings, the FanDuel, whatever you want. Well, to say somebody's averaging, their average points are, especially when you do like rebounds, points, and assists, right? And they're averaging 32. And then you check your shit, and that's the only motherfucker who fucked up. And this shit is at 16, and they played 40 minutes. So when I go on the under the under your average, and you still don't make it, there's something fishy about it. Something fishy about it. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get it because you could just give your homie 10,000. You could just pay the motherfucker to do, when you got hundreds of millions of dollars, you could just pay him to do a job for you like LeBron James did. Let's give a props to what he actually did for his people. Made them millionaires, financially well off. It doesn't matter. Rich Paul, one of the biggest agents in the fucking world. But you out here disrespecting the game to get your homie 100 grand? Costing niggas playoff games and playoff spots for a measly 100,000 that he finna go buy a chain with?
Right.
Yeah, I'm all set.
It's a lot of that, man. That's why, that's another topic for another day. It's just dangerous, man. It's dangerous. That's why Terry Rozier is in the situation he's in. Well, you got Chauncey Billups in them and Damon Jones, all of them in that situation, which I really don't get. And I mean, you guys are millionaires, and y'all risking all of that for a few 10,000s or 100,000. You guys are millionaires, but
now you possibly finna go sit down with a bunch of guys eating off of trays that might want to beat you up or take your cookies.
Just to defend your own honor, you have to pay these lawyer fees and court fees and all these things, these legal fees. Now you're gonna need a real job. I mean, now you have to work in Walmart.
And the integrity of the NBA not taking you back to do something after you just have been through all of this.
That's another. Yeah, you can't expect them to. Then you mess up with the NBA. You can't come back and coach. You can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing. Like, only thing you could possibly do if somebody wants to, but you could have did it already, is podcast. Know what I mean? That's it. You could have podcasted. And that's it. That's where we're going with this. That was off topic, but it is what it is. I don't give a fuck. We out here. It goes into those type of things. You know what I mean?
And that's why I always when I post, there's a lot to discuss. You know what I mean? It's not just saying this is not. We don't have nothing across the bottom that says, who's going to win the NBA championship, and now we got to sit there and talk about that. Now that's not what we do. We have conversations that seem, it'll start somewhere, and it'll get to where we needed to go, just to make you see the clear view of exactly what it is that we're discussing. Like, it's always going to be, we always have the premise, but it's just for a wide open conversation. That's it. So anybody, when you come through and you like and subscribe, or just come through, show some love, be ready for that. Just be ready to have a conversation. It's not there's no structure outside of talk your shit. That's the structure.
When it comes down to it,
Yeah.
Comes down to it, cause like I said, it's barbershop talk. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The barbershop, water cooler talk, like there's regular people talk, like you get up and talk to your peoples every day.
Right.
Y'all have these conversations outside, wherever y'all have these conversations at. That's what it is. I
Right.
mean, but I do have questions, but the questions go somewhere
Mm-hmm.
because that's just how it is. There's a rabbit hole in sports. It doesn't matter how it goes. There's a rabbit hole. Sometimes there's an answer, and sometimes there isn't. You just keep going. One thing leads to another. It is what it is. But speaking of that question I have is Wemby, the Wemby effect. That's the so I'm getting a shirt, the Wemby effect. It's crazy work out here. Mind you, I just watched Goat yesterday, the cartoon movie. I watched it on Netflix. Pretty cool. I liked it. Short and sweet, a little wild, but I liked it. It is what it is.
Yeah, I said I was like today, before the game come on, I'm gonna check that out.
hmm Good, good. It's good. It's good. I'm not mad at it. Um, well, I mean, these pretzels. Is Wimby capable of being the GOAT? And will he become the most unguardable player ever? That's a two-part question.
No, go no. Um, One of the most unguardable players. No, I'm still always gonna say the most unguardable player that I've ever seen is still Shaq and will always be Shaq. When you gotta make sure that you got 3 and 4 centers on your roster just to take fouls against Shaq, he's the most unguardable player. Like with Wemby, I like him. I that honestly, Wemby has really easily become my favorite player to watch in the NBA. But I'm not going.
So future predictions,
Too
like
much,
I mean, as I said, is he capable?
that has to
Is he
fall in place.
capable?
Too much stuff.
Does he have the capability?
Yeah, definitely. He definitely has the capability. I mean, you 7'4", you 7'4" and can do everything that Kevin Durant can do. And then you actually play defense. Like you're not just tall and don't affect the defensive end. Nah, I was watching that. I was watching the playoffs in general. There's a difference when he's in the game and when he's not. Like even Ant Edwards, as dynamic as he is, when he see Wemby in there, he's like, nah, nope.
The nigga dapped him up at halftime.
Yeah, nope.
It's over, son. Thank you.
Y'all
God bless and good night.
get that pull up jumper back in place, or make sure y'all got shooters to kick it out to. Because if he down there, as almost a guarantee, he's throwing that shit out of there. And yeah, bro. DL, like yo, yeah, mentality, and what he's bringing back to the game as far as that competitive nature. That's that's honestly, he's second to none as far as who's in the NBA right now. His mentality, yes. His skill set, yes. It's just the way the league is laid out now. I'm not sure if he'll get the GOAT status. I'm just not. I don't think so.
Okay. I mean,
I mean, he's a
and
Hall of Famer already, though. I tell you that.
first ballot.
The way the NBA is, he's a Hall of Famer already.
I think, and like I said, yes, this might be too early to answer, but we have to we have to talk about it because with the way that he trains, the things that he does, the monk shit, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar route, actually, if you really think about it, right? He doing shit to prolong his life in the NBA, and he's only what been three. It's his third season,
Yeah.
and he's already ahead of the curve. He's on par with the greats. He's on par with the greats, and it's all around. So when we talk about people having all defensive teams, scoring titles, think triple doubles, things of this nature. The man had 12 blocks in the playoffs.
Right, but honestly, too, you got to start thinking about it, though, man. What qualifies? What's the qualifications when you look at a goal? And you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the qualifications? Like, is
Well, if this generation gonna call LeBron the GOAT, and the next and us we calling Jordan the GOAT, and the older heads are calling Wilt the GOAT and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like, so
that's what I'm saying.
are we
Like,
just gonna have the four best presidents? Because I think we need to take one down of those too.
well, yeah,
That's
the
the
Mount
Mount Rushmore.
Goats, I guess. The Mount Rushmore Goats, I guess, is what you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just the top four players, because it's just too much, and it's honestly starting to get annoying, man. It's starting to get annoying because there's too many different aspects of it. Everybody is really an emotional. It's an emotional type conversation, I believe. It's all based on who you like. Yeah,
I don't
that's
think we ever will have one in sports, D-Less. We'll never have
asking though, right? It's
clear
not
cut.
about just saying between you, me, and Steve sit here and we have a conversation in regards to what we think the GOAT should be, and we can within an hour come up with a guideline for what it would be. It's the rest of the public. Know what I mean? Like honestly, the OGs
And records are meant to be broken, right? Records are meant to be broken. Like,
right.
somebody sets a standard, and somebody is always trying to beat the standard, right? They want to be better than the next person. So yes, that's what you strive for, right? So now we're just looking at when it comes down, we have to look at actual game, and that's what. And I hate to say
Bring
it,
to the
this
game. What do
generation doesn't do it. They look at accomplishments more than game. There's so
what
many accomplishments out there. We're talking about Scott Skiles had 30 assists in one game. Nobody's gonna break that, dog. So we put him up there as one of the best point guards to play the game? Hell nah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think it's about records though. I really believe it should be your dominance and what it gives to the sport, right? What it gives to the sport. Who comes in now and tries to be you? What was your impact on the game? And there hasn't been many players. There's been a few, but all of these players that because when people like I had that argument before, people call Kareem the GOAT because he dominated scoring, right? He was the most dominant force in regards to scoring. He had the skyhook, but I said, all right, but when Kareem left, we haven't seen a skyhook since. So who the hell was trying to
Nope.
be like Kareem?
No,
You know,
not one person.
like who the hell that was Magic on his own team. The point guard from his team, we seen the skyhook. Mike came. The man got commercials, bro. That's I want to be like Mike. And when I mean, me and David had this conversation the other night.
And
I,
shoes,
no,
and
I've
shoes.
always had this conversation. I'm not a Michael Jordan fan. I'm a Michael Jordan respecter. That's what I am. Just the same as LeBron. I'm not even as he wears purple and gold.
Right.
I'm not a LeBron fan. I am a respecter. I don't talk
Mhm.
about one to discredit the other. Right? So that's just not how that goes. Michael Jordan came in. Everybody wanted to be like Mike. You know what I mean? Everybody. So he influenced the game. Oh, before Mike, though, Magic Johnson was
Okay.
Showtime Lakers. He changed the way the game was played and the way it was viewed as far as getting up and down the court. Chill, you just had a Smokey from Friday moment. Nigga said, get off me. Get off me.
Yo, there one went past me while I'm spraying the other. Like,
And then after Mike, right? I don't have the Kobe GOAT conversation because Kobe's a carbon copy of who he wanted to be like, which was Mike. You know, his mentality is just something that's different only now because we have social media to bring more attention to what his drive was. Pretty sure that drive has been around before. You know what I'm saying? Pretty sure it has. Then next up, not to pass LeBron. I know this is where D-Lad is going to probably put maybe about 4 or 5 comments in a row. He hasn't impacted the game that way in regards to no one is saying they want to be like LeBron. Nobody.
And don't nobody. You might got one pair of LeBrons in your closet.
I had them.
You got 11 pair of Jordans.
Yeah, that's me.
That's everybody.
So his impact does not carry the same. His impact doesn't carry the same. Honestly, Steph Curry got more impact in the NBA than LeBron has. When you see what the NBA is,
Allen
Iverson had impact, but then still, he's another one that followed that Jordan brand, right? He followed that. It just looked different because of the braids and the tattoos and the hood mentality that he brought in. Know what I mean? The hip hop community that he brought. So yeah, he has that, but LeBron didn't have that, and I don't think Wemby's gonna have that because you can't teach 7-4.
No,
you can't teach that.
No.
So his impact is not going to bring him to GOAT status that way.
But I'm sorry, D-Less, like rings. Who cares? You got 4. So does Steph Curry, and he's 4. He's 4 and 6 in the. He has a better. The percentage is better. Like the percentage is better, bro. Like there's. I don't care how many you've been to. How many did you win? The Bills is 0-4 in the Super Bowl. Nobody gives a fuck. They're trash. And everybody's eyes. And they're one of the best teams that's ever been assembled to be able to have that accomplishment, but nobody cares.
David,
we don't have that when it comes to football. Nobody cares, but when it comes to basketball, everybody cares.
Nah, when I'm going based on that. See that argument. That I'm gonna be honest with you. While he did that, and a lot of people praise that player movement thing. That player movement thing actually is killing our game.
It's trash.
Right? It's killing our game. I get it, man. Where you say you leave the owners to do what they want to do and things like that, but it's their money, it's their teams. We can't go into our companies that we work for and just tell them what we're not gonna do or what we want to do, or you know what I'm saying? Like honestly, we can argue if there is a space to do so. We can negotiate our contracts and our salaries, maybe, right? But we can't tell them what to do in that aspect. You just can't. So you got players moving around, going and playing for 7 and 8 different teams because they didn't want to yeah, you stupid, bro. But like you can't. All right, so you can say for the players that can do it. Like if you're LeBron and you have a likeness, right? You have a likeness. Then maybe it's a little different for you because you're there. You're bringing in so much revenue to these teams and stuff like that. And these franchises, you can say, "Look, man, this is what I want around me. Let's do this." You should be able to speak in front office and things like that. And if it ain't working out, then you can go. But for everybody just making these moves and doing what they want to do is horrible. It's horrible because now where we sit here, like, I got my 49ers hat on, right? because I'm a 49ers fan, I want to follow my team. When I put on my Lakers hat, I want to follow my team. But you know who the only player that I could root for is Austin Reeves, because that's the only real Laker I have that was drafted there.
It's on par. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm talking what he's saying.
Oh no, player empowerment. I get that too, right?
It's on par with the same thing.
They should have more to say in regards to, I think, revenue. They should have more to, I think, in regards to revenue, because these owners are making so much money. But as far as your contract, once I draft you to my team, unless you're a free agent, which is based on your contract, nah. Where how I move you is how I'm gonna move you. If I feel like
which LeBron respectfully has actually done. He's waited till his contract. He has moved as a free agent. I don't want that to get misconstrued in how he moved. Right. What happened is the rest of the league and players took that and ran with it. They started 2 years in, talk about, I'm out of here. This sucks.
Yeah. And who are you?
LeBron played out his contracts. Hey, who are you?
All the
LeBron
time.
played out his contracts, bro. I'm not going to shit on him in that aspect. He played out his contracts. But what he did is he took it to the generation who took it a step further with alleged player empowerment. He played out his contracts, y'all. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't play out your contracts. Y'all forcing moves in half of the way through the season. I won out with 3 years left on your contract. It makes no sense.
Right. That's another one that's incorrect. Because James Worthy, Byron Scott, all those players that we had, right? But even with that to be said, even if players were brought in at some point, I still had my player, right? My superstar that I can attach myself to, and I'm not moving around as they move. Like, do you know I hate when I'm seeing people say, "Oh, I'm rooting for the Lakers," but this only happened after LeBron came. You didn't talk about the Lakers before until LeBron got there. So why am I even listening to you? No, I'm just saying no. But see, Austin Reeves is not a great either. He's just a Laker that I can attach myself to because he was drafted there, right? He's homegrown, so that's what I can attach myself to. But the way the league moves now, you can't. You're rooting for the name on the back of the jersey instead of the team on the front. That's what happens now. Yeah, we was trash, but at the time, I still had something to build. We was building actually. We had. If you look at some of the great young players around the league that are spread out amongst this NBA, those are players that was on the Lakers, got drafted by the Lakers. We were on the path to building something, and then LeBron came over in free agency. He didn't get traded. He came over in free agency, which he's allowed to. But then what does he do? Wherever he goes, he's a roster killer because you have to build for what he brings to the table. And then what happens? He leaves, and then now you got to start from scratch again because you done traded away all your assets and good players to bring in what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, man, we had a good team, bro. Between, at the time, D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, Kyle Kuzma. These players none of them are great, but it was a nice core. We had Josh Hart. We had
Brandon Ingram.
Brandon. But what's the other the big kid that was with the Clippers, the center that just
Zubac.
You know what I'm saying? We had all those kind of players like that. We had good core pieces. And then now you bring in all we needed was LeBron. Was a LeBron type player to come in, now show these dudes how to win. And then now y'all figure it out. But no, when you get him, he needs other superstars around him. He needs players that are at his capability and mindset of superstardom and to play with. Otherwise, it's just not good enough. So we had to trade everybody to go get Anthony Davis. That's why that was my argument as to why I never really was a fan of the whole LeBron move anyway, because I knew it was going to happen. And once again, it's no disrespect to how great of a player he is. It's just, I just didn't like the move. I didn't like the move because I knew it was going to come with it, the drama behind it. And then once he leaves, we lucked up and now got Luka, who is a generational talent that we can build around. That's why it's so much a discrepancy of what's going on now. And I'm pretty sure you already know what the heck moment is going to be in regards to re-signing him, re-signing LeBron. So there's a lot that comes with that.
I hope they don't. But all right, let's do this. Let's take a short break.
Okay.
We'll take a short break, and we'll come back because I got some more shit I already need to talk about. Y'all traded Eddie Jones. All that. Listen. Eddie Jones for Glenn Rice.
In that move. Lottie got traded for Kobe.
Chase rings. Listen.
Eddie Jones got traded for Glenn Rice.
So the Lakers and Boston, y'all have to chase rings. They have to.
Because our franchises were built on that.
Y'all are they're the story franchises. So it's rings or bust for them, basically.
Every time.
And that's management that needs to do that. The players are the employees. Sometimes you got to stay in your place, bro, especially when you're not a LeBron, when you're not a Mike, when you're not a Magic, when you're not a Shaq, when you're not a Bird. You got to stay in your place.
Just because
that's what kills the league.
Fast don't mean your point stands, bro.
You got the points of you got Zubox, not Zubox. The likes of them in this world asking for trades. You got the Kuzmas of the world asking for trades. There's no way those type of people should be talking about, I don't like it here. You ain't got no choice but to like it here, my guy. There's no way. And that's my point, like when it comes to how everything moves around the NBA. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick drumline break. We're going to be back in 2 and 7. I think that's how long it is, especially like when they used to be like, 2 and 2. We 2 and 7.
Slavery.
We'll be right back.
Go to break, man.
Now it's time for the What the Heck halftime show.
Hey, drumline. Lock in. We don't walk in. We slide in. We don't talk loud. We vibed in. What the heck? 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 We talking sports. Let's go. We talking. We talking sports. Let's go. We talking. We talking sports. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, step with a bounce, get a whole band clean. Gold on the brass, so you know we gleam. Kick, drum, knock, made the whole field shake. Every move sharp. Yeah, we don't break. Horns hit high, then we drop down low. Crowd get hype when the snare rolls slow. From the stands to the field, feel the energy build. It's that real halftime show. No chill. Stop, cut. Stop, cut. Drumline, talk to 'em. Boom, boom. Dancers hit. Hey. Crowd scream. Hey, hey. What the heck? Hey, hey. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Hey, hey. What the heck? We talking sports. Let's go. We talking sports. Let's go. We talking sports. Let's go. We talking sports. Yeah, yeah. Band too cold, yeah, we run this lane. Break down plays like a post. Game from the field to the mic, yeah, we bring that spark. Turn halftime hype into straight up art. Crowd on 10 when we hit that check, everybody yell back. What the heck? Sports Talk Live, you know what's next. We the voice of the game, put it to the test. What the heck? 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 We talking sports. Let's go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What the heck? Let's go. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
What the heck?
So we back after Nick Cannon and the Drumline Boys did their thing
Yeah.
with the real halftime shows around here. Like, but yeah, so yeah, D, let's, you leave a job, you look for another one. Yes, that's right. In our world, right? But once again, you want to play by the same rules, start paying these guys by the game or by the hour, like literally, and not the same amount. Start paying them like real world people. I bet you their performance be better. That should be better. How many times you want to look for a job?
Right. You gotta understand. You're under contract. Under contract. You signed on the dotted line. That means
I ain't signed for 5 years at my job.
no, not
I
even.
signed up to go to work today.
Exactly. Which means that tomorrow I can sign in and my password can be logged out, and they can say, look, just go ahead, bring that laptop in us. We don't need you no more. Now, I mean, there's no contract there. So, yeah, I could get up every day. If I find a new job, I could call listen, man, I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm going off and doing this. There's no contract. That's it. These dudes in NBA, you're under a contract. When they was telling them that you can't play in these outside tournaments and all that type of stuff because you're under contract, you value that because it could be voided. So what that mean is, only thing I say is it's not harmful to the NBA to value the team, the name on the front of the shirt just as much as the name on the back. That's what I'm saying. It's not for everybody. When you got your stars who are actually impacting the ticket sales, who are impacting but let's be clear to that too. There's certain franchises like a LA Lakers, like a New York Knicks, doesn't matter what the roster is, who's on the roster, they're gonna sell out. It's just those are the type of franchises that are gonna do that anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain players
selling
I
out
just
with
think
the
it
worst
shouldn't be just
record.
based on everybody. It shouldn't. It just be based on, if you're that guy, either I'm gonna give you everything that's around you to win, and after, like Nikola Jokic, right? They're on a decline as far as you see what's happening. They're not going to be OKC. It's evident that
Aaron Gordon,
Minnesota, right? You got other teams. They're not going to beat the Spurs. So if Joker say, "Yo, man, either y'all got to put something around me or y'all got to get rid of me now," okay, we got to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? We got to do what we got to do, and that's fair. But if Chris Brown, if he say, "Yo, y'all got to do something or trade me," then get the fuck out of here. You are stepping, you 1 foot in the NBA and 1 foot in the G League, man. What are you talking about here? So that's the difference between where I get it, what you were saying as far as player empowerment, but it shouldn't empower every player because you're not it. LeBron should be able to move wherever he want to move.
but he's still done it under
the real rules. He has not broken any law. He's not broken one. Any laws. He has not broken any rules for what he's done.
Nope.
The only move that we give him flack for really is the move to Miami. That's the one we gave him flack for.
Well, we gave him flack for it, but he still wasn't under contract.
He didn't break any rules. He didn't break any rules. He just teamed up. That's it.
Very good. And Kevin Durant did it too.
Kevin Durant, I always say Kevin Durant was worse though. Because Kevin Durant, you went to the team that actually beat you. Miami LeBron had already clipped what Miami was doing. D-Wade got his ring and then they was out the way.
But there's an old saying, and these sayings is around for a reason. If you can't beat them,
That is true.
Join them.
Right. Right. And then it's just more and more evident in regards to his career, because when you went to the team that you can't beat, you joined them, and then you left, and you ain't been shit since. Like you've just been scoring. That's all you've been doing is scoring since you left.
And not even that. Due to most of our DraftKings and FanDuel points, a lot nowadays ain't scoring shit.
Oh, he done killed a lot of my goddamn parlays.
Yeah,
no, bro, you're right. As far as I said KD was worse. KD was definitely worse. His was 100% worse. LeBron went to a team, yes, that was just in a lottery. So it didn't hurt. Only difference was and honestly, I don't think it would have really mattered if he didn't do the whole press conference thing.
Exactly, the whole show.
If he didn't do all of it, if he didn't have all the dramatics with it, nobody would even care.
And then the Chris Bosh and the 1 and the 2, and 6 and 7, and then you go 2 and 4,
and you still only get 2.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah, so
when it comes to that, man, I'm all set.
Honestly, let's not trigger this dude, man. Let's not trigger this dude today. We're doing good,
it's
man.
Theatrics. It's his theatrics. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else.
His game.
No,
as far as his game on the floor, we've never seen nothing like it, and I pretty much doubt that we'll ever see it again.
Yes,
and to do it as
just
long as the period that he did.
That's a bully. All set.
Hey, I mean, Shaq was a bully.
Shaq was warranted to be a bully. Like I'm good.
You know what I'm saying? I think Amari Stoudemire is in the Hall of Fame because he was a bully. Like, I mean, it's just, which he shouldn't be, but once again, that's how easy.
I'm giving LeBron his credit, not no flowers. His credit where it's due, in my opinion only.
Well, I mean,
but it don't take much. It don't take much to do what he's done when you're supposed to have done more. I'm just saying that, and I truly believe we shouldn't even be having this conversation. That's where I go. We shouldn't be having these conversations. We shouldn't be thinking about Jordan. You should have been like, oh, second best player. Because he should have dominated in a way he was supposed to dominate for what he brings to the table. And that's where I get pissed off, and that's where everything else will start coming into play, because fuck him at this point for not doing what he was actually supposed to do and dominate. Steph Curry should have no rings. He shouldn't have beat you mano a mano. So you can't even say you're the best player of your generation. Stop it. I'm done. I'm out. Stop it. No, that's only because of longevity. Stop it, man. I'm tired of you've been playing since you was 12 years old in the NBA. You've been playing since you was 12 in the NBA.
Let's just think about this.
Jordan went to college. Everybody else went to college, bro.
Kareem went to college for 4 years.
Everybody else played shorter years.
He went for 4 years and then only hit 1 3-pointer.
This is what I'm talking about, son. We're not like, there's no hate. It's really not hate. It's when you self-proclaim the theatrics. I'm the king. I'm the greatest. I'm this. I'm that. Nah, it's not hate. It's when you put yourself on that pedestal, you better do the shit that nobody else has ever fucking done. And by far. And you have a losing record in the finals. You passed all these shits just because you keep playing. That's it. You ain't did shit else.
Right, and he didn't stop the superstars.
You lost to the only person.
He didn't stop the superstars from getting rings.
You let JJ Barrera get a ring. Get the fuck out of here.
He stopped DeMar DeRozan and Paul George from getting rings. Those are not superstars.
That's it.
Those are very good players. They're not superstars.
Only through longevity that he did. Let him stop when everybody else did and was like, yo, I'm just not doing this
He
no
didn't
more.
stop
How
MVPs
many
from getting rings.
how many stories do people got to tell when Michael Jordan playing 36 rounds, having 19 beers, and coming in and playing a playoff game, bro? Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared, son. Nobody cared this much about chasing something that ain't there. Like, you can't even chase it and accomplish it. You let Steph Curry best you. I'm cool. We're going to move on to the next one. I'll be here all day on that bum. Like,
Yeah, that's why I said, listen, man,
I
don't want to get into that.
all day on that bum.
As soon as his name comes up.
I think so. There's a team that has been eliminated in the Timberwolves, and should the Timberwolves look to improve their team, and if so, in which way?
They man, that's a team that's rough because it's like it feels like they are right there, but something's missing. It's something that is right there. Something is missing.
You funny. They don't, but that's funny though. I like it.
Who do they move? I honestly think it might be somebody that DL mentioned. Maybe Julius Randle wasn't the move. They don't have like a facilitator either, right? I mean, Mike Conley is older, so he's not there to be the facilitator. He's more like emotional support at this point, and a presence. But the guards they got like AO and I even like that the young boy Terrence Shannon, but those are all gunners. Who's coming down, putting people in their right spots and positions to score and taking pressure off of Ant Edwards to not have to bring the basketball up court and then also have to score it. Then Julius Randle, like he said, when he touches the ball, he's like that shit is going up. That's it. He's gonna hold the ball for 18 seconds and he's gonna shoot some bullshit. So move on from him and bring in a legit point guard, which, by the way, is where not to go off of this team, we'll come right back. I'm just mentioning the team because they're in the same position. We're going to see the better Houston Rockets next year when Van Vliet comes back. That's when the true testament of who the Rockets are is once they get him back. But Minnesota, I think they're in that same boat too. They need a point guard, and they got to move on from Randle. I think they might do better if they could get a point guard, a playmaking three, and move Jaden McDaniels. No, you even got to move him. You still got what you call it. Now, Naz Reid doesn't need to be a six man. He needs to be a starter.
Yeah, Naz Reid is different. We were
He
talking
needs to
about
be
that.
a
Naz
starter.
Reid, I love his game.
You can't play him and him, Ant-Man, and Julius Randle at the same time. It just doesn't work. And then once what you call it went out, DiVincenzo, it really was a wrap.
But that's a team like what? Who do you move them for? How does it fit? Do they actually need it? Like, you got the center, you got Ant, like, you got everything. Like yeah, they did need him. He definitely the firecracker. That's could drop 20 off the bench easily. Hustles. He Brings all the intangibles.
Yeah.
Brings all the intangibles.
So it's where do they go?
Where they go?
Is where do they go? Because if you're going to keep the same guards, you bring back a healthy DiVincenzo, which he'll probably be back maybe like around Christmas, maybe next year. This coming next season, because the way they work now with that whole injury,
yeah,
he's already on his feet.
Yeah. Because that's not like me when I had to wait a week and a half, 2 weeks to get surgery. Like,
right. They
do
go
it
in the
that
very
next
next
day.
morning, and they get right to it. So it's different the way they work it out now. So he should be back around maybe Christmas. But then you got. So do they need more of a point forward type of player at that position? Like, yeah, Chicago got 75,000. Minnesota already took one of their guards.
Gosh. Yep. And Ayo. They got so many. Now, Ball don't play there no more either. He got traded too. Ball's out. I forgot where he actually went. I think he went to the West Coast, didn't he?
Nah, he went home. He using his father's good leg now.
Yo.
Nigga using his pop's good leg.
He said that's next to Cleveland. That's next to Chicago.
It's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what happens with Minnesota. Shout out to Rudy Gobert too, man. Shout out, because without him, honestly, they're not even a team to discuss. We may not like him. I don't like Rudy, but seeing what he brings to the table against,
Why? What's wrong with Rudy Gobert?
It's just something about him I don't like. He looked doofy and retarded. Like, yo, honestly, the way they treat him is the way I would have treated him if I was playing. Like, yo, I don't care if you get the offensive rebound, kick it back out. Don't shoot it ever. Right. He got the peg leg. He got a parrot on his shoulder.
Yo, the fact that he was in good spirits about it is wild business, though.
Who?
Like, because the Pops. Like, he did a little snippet. He did a little thing or whatever, talk about when he lost his leg or whatever, and he was laughing and joking. I mean, you ain't got no choice if you gotta lose it, but still, like, most people will go into, they go into dumps about some shit like that. You've been like this your whole life, and now all of a sudden, that extremity is not there.
Nah, he just did a whole video shooting around doing like was he with Lethal Shooter, did a shoot around with the tink leg.
Or the tink, yeah, man. Yeah, he's not. Listen, he's staying in good spirits, and that's cool. Like, he's one of the people that, at the end of the day, however annoying he was,
he's
he got his
annoying
sons
for something that he should be getting 100% credit for.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? He's a black father who took care of his kids, through and through, got his kids to where he had 3 of them. 2 of them was in the NBA. One, at one point they fought he fought to get in. It just didn't work out. And he's bragging on his kids and building his family to be a brand. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I applaud that man.
Hold on. At the end of the day, he got a $13 million, $30 million, $13 or $30 million rap contract with Def Jam.
Just the other son, right? So he ain't raised no failures.
Zero failures. Everybody's millionaires.
Right.
Let's give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? Let's give him his flowers, because he deserved
every bit of it. Every bit of it, man. And just to go back to him, LeBron, he deserves it too. Know what I mean? I mean,
Credit, not flowers.
yeah. Hey, listen. First of all, I ain't getting no man no flower, no how.
You know what I mean, though?
So, but you know, it just goes to so. But back to the whole Minnesota thing. I don't know what kind of move it is that they should make or who they can go get, but I know those are the target areas. Is somebody who's a playmaker facilitator, and they gotta get off of. They gotta move Julius Randle. He got to be in whatever move they want to make.
Yeah.
Fuck it,
And
trade him for Bronny. But I'm trying to think, man. Whatever moves. Send them where all the NBA players are going to die now. Send them to Washington.
I mean, I don't want to see Julius Randle. Number one, he was disrespected in New York. Comes to Minnesota, kind of. I don't want, in a sense, his attitude got better, and he kind of revamped his game in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think he got disrespected in New York? I don't think he got disrespected in New York. I think what happened in New York was he was brought in to be something that he just wasn't.
And that's the thing. So you disrespected him by not giving him the people around him to make his game shine.
Right. Because then once they brought the players in where they could build around, they got rid of him.
Yeah. And that's disrespectful when he was winning you games. He was the go-to person in that Thibodeau era where they was playing 48 minutes a game. And
they was playing 50 minutes out of a 48-minute game. That's the way Tibbs.
It wasn't allowed. Bathroom breaks during the what's the name? They were shooting around during the TV timeout.
He made them wear Pampers on the court. Yo, just pee on yourself and keep playing.
Or like they had a poker game, like
like NASCAR. That nigga bugging, bro.
But I mean, it is what it is. Minnesota's they're still in a good situation in the West. They're the third best team at this point. You know, and that's just that. We have two going on. Speaking of one of those people, I seen somebody, and this might be too early, but Stephon Castle is a top 10 point guard in the league right now. And that's just, I don't see somebody like him getting worse, right? And look at what the pressure he's taking off of Wemby. Look at what he's done. Like, anybody watching this man play? Anybody watching him play? Anybody watching the Spurs play? Because if anybody's watching them play, you see fundamentals, but you see excitement as well. Ginobili was the best player, most exciting player on the Spurs in that run.
Yeah.
Everybody else was fundamentally sound, business-like. You now have that same mentality in that same game going with excitement. Because these boys is playing. But has anybody seen like the picks and the wide open dunks they get in and the I don't give a fucks, but they're still going about it business-like, and they still got flash. Right. And then they got Wemby. Like the alley-oops is there. Everything is there. It's all there. And they're doing it fundamentally. You don't see mad people stepping back, dribbling 19 times. Everybody's touching the ball. The ball movement is crazy. The plays is crazy. And they're working people. Be coached. There was a play where they set a pick and Safari Castle was wide open for a dunk because everybody ran the Wemby.
So
confused the whole
let me
team.
ask you a question. It's good, not taking nothing away from Stephon Castle. Is that more of a testament to him playing with Wemby? Because if he was if they had no Wemby and it was just based on him, what kind of team do you think that would be?
Well, let's see. What did they do when Wemby went down? They lost, but he still put on the same. They put on the same kind of performance. They was in that game. They could have won that game. That was still a close game.
But that was De'Aaron Fox. So
see, that's the other side, right? So you talk about somebody who was a 30-point scorer. And, I mean, in Sacramento, and his career has been crazy, right? Like De'Aaron Fox is a top 10 scorer in the league whenever he feels, especially when he wasn't on a team like Spurs, right? So that's why they picked him up.
Right.
So look at the shit they have to fall back on. But for somebody to be able to score 30 in a closeout game, if you're like just watching his game, he's not being stopped. If he plays like this, you might have alluded to, or you did allude to the other day. He plays like this against Shea, they win easily. Because he's physical.
Right.
He'll dunk on you. He bring it to you. He plays very, very good defense. He's fundamentally sound. The mistakes they don't make. They don't make the blatant mistakes that other teams make. Or even other people make. The James Harden of the world, like you, 7 turnovers. Where? Why? He plays within himself. And he's explosive. He can get to the bucket however he feels like it. He follows the game plan. I mean, like I said, it might be too early. But like I'm saying, at this point, a lot of people got the Spurs kind of winning it. I think you have the Spurs winning it.
I got the Spurs winning the whole thing.
At this, is that too early? But
No.
as we see, it should not be.
The reason why I say it's not too early is because of the reason that I picked them. It's based on what I see their dynamic being. What I've been watching all season with them is they have a lot of weapons, and this is on both ends. Like they're not missing anything. They have defense, they have shooting, they have ball handling. I think only thing they probably were lacking was experience. But that's when you got guys like you got Harrison Barnes on your bench. You got De'Aaron Fox, who's been around for a while. Even players like they don't play much, but you got what's my boy name, man? Kelly Olynyk, Mason Plumlee. You got those players who've been around as wisdom for your team. They're not playing minutes, but that's wisdom. So they got everything that you need. And then they got somebody in their front office and in the rafters who's just still watching. You got Popovich, you know what I mean, who can still coach them up when needed. So I have them winning. Even though, of course, OKC is the favorite because of what they've done the last 2 seasons, and it almost looks kind of easy. But why they have Shea? They got Shea, but they don't have Wemby.
But that's what I'm saying. And you haven't beat the Spurs this season,
right?
So that's kind of been your kryptonite. You beat them one time, right? If you're 4-1 against them, that's not good. That means in a 7-game series, you just lost 4-1. You just had a gentleman's sweep.
Niggas Spurs in 5. That's what it's gonna be. Know what I mean? And then the Knicks coming out the East. I mean, the way they're playing, Jesus Christ!
Like this is gonna be a little tougher road, though. If they do play Detroit, I got to say if because the game hasn't happened yet, and we don't know what can happen during the course of that game. Like I said, we could have an ejection, we could have an injury, we could have anything that can happen
Mhm.
to the outcome can be definitely you know, changed. No
That's
Jalen
right. No
Williams
Jalen
either.
Williams ain't playing either. So
Yep.
that's a score. Even though they got lottery picks, but they're still not Jalen Williams. When Shea is out the game, Jalen Williams makes sure you don't miss Shea much for that little
Yep.
stretch. So without him, honestly, that's another thing that I was discussing with these draft picks and stuff that they got. I think it's time for them to move on from Jalen Williams. I honestly think
To injury prone.
I honestly think that should be the Jaylen Brown move. I think that should be a Jalen Williams to Jaylen Brown move right there.
Nah, because I'm trying to get him to the Bulls
To
to
Jaylen
waste
Brown.
his career a little bit. Yeah, son, we need something, dog. Like, come on, man. Everybody keep going everywhere else. We need something, man. Like, we just need something. Can we get back to at least the Jimmy Butler days? Can we get back to the Luau Deng days? Like, can I get
Not to be
something, my
competitive.
guy?
No, just to be competitive.
Yeah. That's all I'm asking for, my guy. That's all I'm asking for. I ain't asking for a lot. All I'm asking for, dog. What is it? I can't see well. Yeah. I'm a Bulls fan. It does make sense, but I'm still at the end of the day. I looked for LeBron to be. I was on board with trying to be a LeBron fan because I ain't have nothing else when Jordan left. What else did I have? I had Derrick Rose. I had Mr. Gordon. I had a lot of people, but it wasn't. It was a team that I had. He left, right? We had a good team. We had a couple good teams. Carlos Boozer, Joakim Noah's, Dunleavy's. Like, I mean, we could just go down a list. The Tyson Chandler's, everything. Like, bro, I went to see Bron as a rookie against the Celtics, bro, because I was rooting for the guy on a level that, I was ready. I was ready for it. And early in his career, I ain't gonna lie, he put on shows. He put on shows. That what was it, 25 points against, I think it was Detroit, where he just looked crazy, like man possessed, unstoppable. It was what it was. I give Bron his credit, but for me, it just didn't do it anymore. And that's just only my opinion. Had nothing to do with what he's accomplished. Like I said, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of I want to say heart at the end of the day to want to play this long. Uh, I don't know why you want to play this long. It's just I don't know. You got nothing to do, like Tom Brady effect. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? I think he doesn't know what else to do because when you've been doing it so long, and I could only really put LeBron in this situation. Like, you've been doing it so long, and like you basically banked your whole life on this. You know what I mean? And I don't think he knows what else to do. And he's still productive. Look at it. He's still 20 something, 7 and 8.
Yeah, LeBron has not hit his body. His body has taken a decline, but his game has not. He's still like LeBron. That's the most beautiful part about the argument. And it still doesn't. It's still. I'm not going into that conversation again. The longevity of what he's been able to do.
It's impressive. It's impressive. Not gonna lie. Like, and because you have to want to get up and go to practice, right? Even though he could sit the fuck out because he is who he is, right? But you gotta want to get up. You still gotta want that grind. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only person, like, it's like Tom Brady, but still, like, even Tom Brady took a moment off. You know what I mean? A moment to himself. I don't know if that's because his wife was fucking a karate instructor, but other than that,
Yeah, he had to fall off. He had to take a step back.
yeah, get his mental right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
fix his
And then
home.
he had other things like to separate himself from Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? So like there were things there that he had that was still going to drive him. Like what is at this point? I don't care. You're not going to catch Jordan and rings. You could try. It's not going to happen. But you have nothing else to prove in this game of basketball for what he's accomplished. Put on the table. You lead in every category, damn near, except for rings. I don't know. I don't know what other categories he don't lead in, right? So, like, what else do you have to prove? You're up there. You're in the top five, regardless of what people want to say and their opinions of blah 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 blah. You're in the top five, my God. You might be in the top three, top two, depending on who, and you might, and you're number one in people's eyes. So you've already won the game. It's nothing else for you to do but ride off into the sunset. That's who you are.
Oh,
Just do it. It's over.
and by the way, I almost forgot one point. Back to your Chicago Bulls. We could go back to it. Your Chicago Bulls, they're about to draft their next. They're about to draft their next Jimmy Butler, Luol Deng. I'm letting you know that now.
Maybe.
Because
Cool.
Caleb Wilson, that boy is the truth. That boy is
From
the truth.
North Carolina.
I honestly think he should be the number 2 player. I'm gonna be honest.
But we got number 4.
Yeah, y'all got number 4, but AJ the bouncer is gonna go with 1 or 2. It looked like something's getting ready to be finagled where Utah moves up to number 1 to draft them from number 2, or just Washington is just gonna take. No, Boozer's gonna fall at number 3. I don't see him going ahead of or in another string of events. Y'all might be getting Boozer, like, because Caleb Wilson is good enough to be at least number 2. But you know, the whole setup is 1 and 2 is going to be either AJ DeBouncer or Darren Peterson. They're going to be 1 and 2, whatever order. I don't know. You know, none of us knows yet. But Caleb Wilson is going to be the guy that for Chicago if they do the right thing in regards to with all of them 1,000,001 guards that they have. They can try to move them somehow for other key positions. Maybe they could find a way to make a trade with Utah for all their 17 million forwards that they have.
Yep.
You know, somehow, I guess, figure out guards for forwards somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so y'all about to get y'all next piece.
We need something though.
Yeah, because and I want to see what's going to happen, honestly, with this Utah Jazz at number 2 and Washington Wizards at number 1. I want to really see what's going to happen with this. Because Utah now, they want to move up to number 1 because AJ wants to be in Utah because that's where he's from.
Okay. And he definitely don't want to go to the Wizards. We've seen that.
You don't want to be in Washington.
We've seen that. Not at all. So
see, player empowerment.
We're gonna get to
a man who hasn't even played a man who hasn't even stepped foot on the NBA floor yet is trying to depict where he want to go.
That, hey, he pulling the Eli Manning. Nigga said, nope. Let me go to New York. But let's get into something here. Speaking of a lot of little playoff things, we're going to do this one.
Now get ready for love, hate, or date it.
And today, I want to go with playoff performances. And I don't mean it in a good way. So who will get criticized the most for not getting it done, winning a ring, whatever you want to do. And we're not just going to keep this in the NBA. We're going to go Dak Prescott. We're going to go James Harden. And we're going to go your boy, Aaron Judge. Even though we tied up 1-1, y'all should be 2-0 right now on us because we are just trash. But anyways, you know, third game today, 140. Let's get it going. Mets over the Yankees. Once again, we've owned y'all for the past couple years, but let's keep it rocking. So out of those three, who will be the most criticized for not getting it done in their career?
All right. So, number one, well, I'm just going to say I hate the Aaron Judge one. Reason why I hate Aaron Judge one is because baseball is a different type of sport. Baseball is a different type of sport where the issue with the Yankees is pitching. It's been pitching for the last couple of years. Aaron Judge, some questionable player performances. Questionable, but for the most part, without him, they're not even there. So I'm going to hate that one. Now, when you talk about James Harden and Dak got the most pressure. Dak got the most pressure to me because they've actually given you everything that you need over the course of. You had one of the top defenses. They put receivers, running backs, whatever you needed, offensive line. They gave you everything that you needed. You still can't get it done. They gave you the highest contract in the NFL. Still couldn't get it done. And we're not even talking about get it done. Like, dude, you can't even get to the second round of the playoffs. Know what I mean? So him. Now we've talked about James Harden enough, so I don't need to discuss him again. So I'm going Dak, Harden, Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge is still young enough to get it done.
I'll follow you. I actually have it in that order. Wasn't by design, but I actually have it in that order. I'll follow you. Dak Prescott has underperformed in ways that you can't believe with teams that and every year, especially due to who they are, the Dallas Cowboys, the most richest franchise that we have besides the Lakers in American sports. I should say. I don't know what these soccer franchises are worth, but they could be, worth a little more possibly. But right now, I only see Dallas Cowboys worth over $10 billion as a franchise. People like them across the world, no matter what. They're along the lines of the Steelers. Everybody loves the Steelers across the world, across the country. And great for Aaron Rodgers not holding hostage too long the Pittsburgh Steelers and re-signing him. Thank you for that, Aaron Rodgers, for getting it done. But yeah, Dak Prescott definitely is on the clock for. You got to get it done, bro. And I don't want you to. I wish you all the worst playoff success moving forward. But taking myself as a Giants fan out of the situation, you have to get it done. And we will beat y'all. We will start setting a new precedent in the NFC East this year, September 13th, first game at home. Dallas Cowboys. We will start it off by beating y'all ass. So let's calm back down. Because we got in a couple minutes, couple seconds, couple minutes, whatever. We're gonna do predictions for our squads and they wins and losses. Hopefully, we can keep it 100. I know I possibly won't. But I'm gonna try my hardest. do so. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. James Harden has been lackluster to say the least. He has just been a disappointment to the sports world as, like we said, regular season stats,
Yeah,
and that's it. When it comes to the playoffs, the pressure's there. It's the mentality that a lot of people don't have to actually get it done.
right,
We had Allen Iverson at 5'10", 5'11". That took that that won the game against the Lakers. Shaq, the unstoppable Shaq and Kobe. You know what I mean? He won a game. The Derek Fisher step over, the whole listen. He put a team that was offensively challenged on his back. I ain't gonna talk about the rest of them, like and Dikembe Mutombo being one of the best defensive players that's also, stepped on the floor. Um, or shot blockers. I don't even want to say like straight defense because when you talk defense, you also got to be able to guard outside on the perimeter. So we'll just sit there and say shot blockers,
right.
defender, whatever you want to call them. But one of our best, Shaq abused him. Kobe did what he did, even though they had some good defensive players on that squad, and Allen Iverson being catalyst on offense. He got him a game, and they were undermanned, definitely undermanned. So I'm gonna go same way you went, and we'll leave Aaron Judge because he still got to beat the Mets in the regular season. Um,
Well, I mean that'll be today. So I mean,
we'll see.
after today.
Night time. Um, they got down again. Another series. We'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into the schedules, early Super Bowl prediction. Do you have one off the top of your dome? If you haven't thought about it already, moving forward, before we get into our schedules, who do you think will be our 2027 Super Bowl contenders? AFC and NFC, going off the draft and what we know right now. Who could you see in the Super Bowl?
I didn't think. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't thought about it yet. Because I really gotta. I gotta do a really good research of what the AFC look like. NFC, we coming out. We coming out. 49ers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's already etched in stone, man. But we got to see what's gonna happen. I got to take a look at the AFC.
Hey, got time for this. This is wild work already early. I said we was gonna keep it a buck, y'all, and already he started
No,
with the
I mean,
line.
but you gotta see because
No, I'm just
my pick is not delusional. Only reason why it's not delusional is because we are always we've been there, right, in the mix,
right there.
So I gotta say, if we can stay healthy, that we got just as good a shot as getting there as any team in the NFC. So that's the difference. I gotta see what the AFC looks like. I gotta look at schedules. I gotta really break down their schedule.
Cincinnati's schedule is pretty not that good, and they just made a couple of nice defensive moves. Number one, getting Dexter Lawrence from the Giants. That's a lot. And with their offense and Joe Burrow, if he could stay healthy, that's all that's going to happen. Joe Burrow stays healthy, I think they run that division. The Baltimore Ravens, I think, need an extra year. I think they need an extra year because
they're gonna need it. They got their new identity without their head coach.
They lost. Harbaugh took people with him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So they got to figure out what their identity is going to be without Harbaugh and the players that he's taken with him.
Yep. So I could see Cincinnati really, and we have to see what Cleveland's going to look like. Mind you, Cleveland's not bad off. They're a quarterback away, son. They're a quarterback away. With that defense,
Well,
and
which
they
we
have
just found
enough.
out that it's going to be Deshaun Watson.
If Deshaun Watson shows and has any kind of Houston Texans shine, the Cleveland Browns are going to be something to watch. And I don't just mean in that, I mean throughout the season. Deshaun Watson gives you any bit of Houston, motherfuckers is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
In trouble. And it ain't going to be good because CJ Stroud has a lot to prove with what that defense did for him. A lot to prove, son. CJ Stroud has. The world is on his back at quarterback at this moment because he let his squad down. Period. Like the only one who let his team down was CJ Stroud because they gave him everything else. So, as far as he's concerned, not only is his job, because this is going into his 5th year, if I'm not mistaken. So he hasn't signed an extension or done anything. There's no talks because the performances that you've put on lately, there's no talks about re-signing you.
No.
Because we might be looking to replace you.
That's the next step. You know the patience for quarterbacks is not what it once was.
Mm-mm.
And he's actually been granted enough time.
Especially what they gave up.
Right.
And what I mean gave up by like performance-wise. What they gave him to work with on that defense, that was, dude, ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's just that. So I'm gonna give my prediction. And I'm gonna put the Rams back in the Super Bowl. I think they come out mad. I think they figure out this Puka Nacua situation. I think they come out more hungry. It's Matthew Stafford's, last year or two. I think they come out to get it done, like they did. And they come out and try to run the table. I don't see. Philly's going to be tough once again once they get rid of AJ Brown. But I just don't think they're going to beat. I think this is Saquon Barkley's hurt year.
Probably.
Right?
Probably.
There's a pattern. So I think this is his hurt year. I just think the Rams got and the Lions too. The Lions gonna be up there. That if depending on how the regular season goes, I could see those two ending up in the NFC Championship and fighting to go to the Super Bowl. And I would still take the Rams due to the whole Jared Goff will never get over the situation that happened. Matthew Stafford against Jared Goff once again. Go to the Super Bowl. It still just won't work out. Matthew Stafford's still the better quarterback. And I think they lost. Montgomery to somebody, right? think they lost their running back to somebody. So it's just good. Jahmyr Gibbs is now their star running back. They lost Montgomery to somebody. I'm not gonna lie. I think that was an addition that wasn't good
Yeah,
to lose.
I gotta go back and take
Um,
a look. I kind of check out certain sports. When they're in their off season, I'm in my off season. I'm not too many moves
yeah, I
going on.
know.
Too much going on. I'll tune in like when they start getting ready to go into training camp to see who's where and who resigns and all those type of
That's why.
things.
That's why. That's why it's just an early prediction. Like this is just right now. We figure it out. We obviously gonna come back to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Obviously gonna come back to it. It's just hypothetical talking our shit, whatever. I said I'm gonna put the Rams, and then I'm gonna give it an LA Super Bowl.
Rams.
And Rams and the Chargers.
Yeah, but no.
I'm
It'll be in
gonna give it a
California.
Rams and Chargers.
It'll
It's
be in
gonna be in
California.
California. I'm gonna give it a total, just whole, all around Rams, Chargers. I'm gonna put $10 on my DraftKings. Rams, Chargers, Super Bowl. They right there. Harbaugh gets them over the hump just like he did in Michigan. Not saying they gonna win it, but I'm gonna call it those two and the Super Bowl. That's my Super Bowl prediction right now. Obviously, that could change. Subject to change when the season starts.
Right. Right. Okay.
But so let's get into your schedule first. And obviously, as I already looked at my schedule, I know that December, if I'm not mistaken, 3rd, December 6th, once again, you could
Yeah,
put that down as an L.
we going
You can put
down.
that down as an L.
We
You can
going
put that
down.
down as an L. But we'll keep that one out of it, that loss out of it for you guys.
See how you can't be real with yourself, man. See how you can't be real with yourself, man. You gotta be you know. Come on, bro. All right, so let me get to.
Who's your first matchup? Do y'all have a home matchup or away?
Hold on, let me pull it up again. I was just trying to get it here. Give me 1 second. All right, let me see.
Because
Schedule.
I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck what I see. Because I even just said one of the ones.
So our first regular season game is against the Rams.
Yep, lost.
We'll be playing.
Like you should like. So we got the Cowboys first game, like I said, 13th. I'm at home. We gonna hit them with the no delay. What you saying, yo? Like they finna understand. They finna figure this out. That what happened last year is going to continue to happen because it's all about the change. His whole life is about to change again.
Because then all right. So we still on the 49ers. So we got the Rams first week. We never really start the season hot. I'm gonna say that's a loss. The
Is that
next
away or at home?
away.
Doesn't matter. They're both in Cali.
Right, so it's away. Second week we got Miami.
That's a win.
That's the one. Then the next week 3, we got Arizona.
That's a win.
It should be. Then we got Denver.
Oof. Oof.
I'm still gonna say that's a win. Then the following week we got Seattle. We owe them. We owe them.
So what you got? So right now you on what, week 5?
Yeah.
And you got
I'm 3-1.
you 3-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
You owe Seattle.
We owe them, but I still think they're still gonna be hot. They'll beat us. I think we'll be 3-2 after that.
Mm-hmm.
Week 6, we got Washington. That's a win. Week 7, we got Atlanta. That's a win. Week 8 is Bob. Week 9, we got the Raiders. That's a win. Week 10, we said we're gonna leave out of it, but we already know that's a win. Then we got
What was that?
the Giants. The Cowboys. November 15th for week 10.
That's a win.
Cowboys, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
11, we got Minnesota. I'm gonna say that's a loss. Week 12, Seattle again. We'll beat them this time. We're not losing to them twice in the season. We're gonna split it at least. 13, Giants. That's a win. Even that look good, but not that damn good. Then we play against the Rams again. They will beat us again. Then we got the Chargers.
You got them at home?
No, we're away. The Chargers, I believe it'll be a loss. Then Kansas City, that's a win. We owe them. Well, yeah, they don't. They won't be
Depending at
out of
that
it.
point. Because
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes should be back by then.
he should be back, but they'll still just be retooling at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's the end of the season, but they're not going to get it back together by then. Then the next week after that is Philly. We should beat them. We will beat them.
Okay.
And then we got Arizona again, who we will finish off and we'll beat. So I see us going.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4 losses in there. So you're talking about
13-4.
13-4. Okay. All right. At this point, he's on record, yeah. 13-4. Sounds good. Let me just let y'all know. It's 13-5. 12-5. See, it's not beating the Giants.
We will revisit.
We definitely will.
Let me see.
So, like I said, we got the Giants over here, right? Obviously, let's go big up. We still want a 5-year deal, right? So 5 years, 100 million. I'm gonna say it again and again. We have to rebrand, get an identity, come back. We don't know if Malik Neighbors just had another surgery, so we don't know. He's trying to be ready for week 1. We're not sure. And then soft tissue injuries are a thing because people don't play how they practice. Leaving people out of the regular preseason, How do you expect to prepare for a boxing match if you don't spar? If you're not getting punched in the face, if you're not getting hit in the body? How do you expect to prepare for somebody trying to knock your head off in football if you're not getting hit?
Right.
How do you expect to prepare for this? I'm sorry, if you're gonna get hurt and you get a concussion in week 1 of the preseason, that means you're still ready for week 1 of the season. But at least know what we got here. You don't even know what you have in these players because they're not being prepared right for contact. I don't care about the rest of the shit. They're not being prepared right for contact. For somebody to try to take you out of the game without putting you to sleep for good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want you out of the game. They want to hurt you. They don't want you to win that game. You're not preparing these players like they used to back in the day in practice and or regular preseason for that. And that you took away a preseason game and you might be trying to take away another one. You're only going to have 2 preseason games and then you're preparing these guys for a long stretch of fucking battle. And it's just, honestly, it's a disservice to all the players. But anyways, hopefully he's ready for week 1. Scatterboo's ready for week 1. Everybody should be ready and prepared. We've made some additions. We got the coach. We need to change who the fuck we are and start making a difference on the schedule. When people look at us, they just see win. We need to make it look like we don't know or this could be a loss. So we're going to start off with making a statement against the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to call that a win. I just went on record saying that the Los Angeles Rams are going to the Super Bowl. We play them on the 21st. That's a loss.
I was waiting.
So we 1-1. We got the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Tennessee Titans coming home. They took half of our squad. We going to look to say, fuck you. You should have stayed here. We going to beat their ass. Cam Ward's going to still do what he do. Everybody's going to try to. Wandale Robinson coming back. Bellinger coming back. Hey, Brian Dable coming back. We're still going to beat that ass. Cardinals. Win. Not going to talk about it. Washington. We've pretty much owned them here and there. We've done our job against Washington the past years. We're going to bring that back. We're going to see what Jaden Daniels look like coming off of all of his injuries and all the bullshit. We don't know if Debo's coming back. They're going to be somewhat of a shell of themselves and not possibly going to be that relevant in the NFC East this year. Win. Saints. Tyler Show is becoming a really good quarterback. But we was up 14 on them last year. We need to rectify that. We will rectify that. Win. Looking at this favorable schedule right now. This is looking kind of crazy. Houston Texans at Houston. In my estimation, as a nice I am.
Go ahead.
CJ Stroud will.
Go ahead. Go right on ahead.
What happened here?
Mm-hmm.
That ass, this is wrong. Worth saying. What? Who's that? You know him?
Yeah. What's the prediction, sir?
We're gonna lose.
Okay. Making sure
that defense is
rough.
Clear.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves now.
Yeah. CJ Stroud will put us down. That's just not the game at Houston that we're ready for at this point.
Right.
Lost.
Making strides in the right direction. It's just at some point, it's just that hill that you ain't gonna make it over.
The Eagles. Tough here. Tough. We beat them last year in the midst of the season. Lost. Washington, right after them. We're gonna own them. Win. Jaguars. 11-22. Loss. Colts. Daniel Jones. At Indiana. At Indianapolis. We're not gonna let him beat that. Win. 49ers. At home.
Don't let your emotions do it to you. Don't let your emotions. Don't let the fandom do it to you, brother. It's all right. It's all right.
Lost to them last year at home.
And I'm looking into those tickets. I'm looking into those tickets again this year, by the way.
They got to come see us again. Tie.
It's going to be 17-17.
We're gonna run up the whole quarter. We're gonna run up the overtime.
Oh man.
No, that it'll be a close game, but I think we do lose that game. I hope we win, but realistically, I think that's an L. Seattle. At Seattle, L. Cleveland. This is where we take a bad stretch. This is versus Cleveland at home. I'm gonna give us the win. And I said this is all dependent on Deshaun Watson. I know what Jackson Dart is coming to do. So I'm gonna give us the win, and I'm gonna leave that open, depending on what their quarterback situation looks like. Because, like I said, that defense is fucking ridiculous, and they just added pieces, and it's not going to be okay if people. Detroit Lions coming to us on the. Let me see. This shit is all. Detroit. We got the Detroit Lions. I don't know what the fuck's going on my phone. Oh, Detroit Lions on the 28th. Loss. Dallas Cowboys on the 3rd. Getting down into the regular season. So far, we at 6, 7, 8, 9. We split with the Cowboys. Loss. And we got Philly to be determined. Depending on what the season looks like. So right now, I don't think we could beat Philly yet until we prove. So like we have done it already, but with the things that's going on,
yeah, they got a lot of drama going on over
there. Who said that ass? Did I say it or did you say it? Yo, that's funny. Just like the cornrows jokes was funny. But
who had a cornrow joke?
Shiesty Bum came in with a cornrow joke, but it was funny. But because it wasn't true. I like jokes that are true, and it's funny because I'm old, but I don't care. Like she said, cornrow starting at the ears is wild.
Oh shit!
I appreciate the joke though. There's a good one. I like it. I respect it. So I do not have, and I repeat, we won 4 games. I do not. I have us doubling up +1. I have us winning 9 games. I just want to see progression in the right direction. Right? I don't want to see us doing what we did last year, losing games up by 20 in the 4th quarter, up by 14 in the 2nd quarter to the Saints, up by 10 on the Cowboys, up by like it just went on and on and on, and people just kept coming back and back and back, and they just kept beating us when we had 2-score leads
Right.
for 5 games, 4 to 5 games. That's 8 to 9 wins.
Y'all have
If you
enough.
win those games,
y'all have enough.
yeah, we have enough.
And to now keep leads on those winnable games.
We should. We definitely should. I'd love to see that. Like I said, being a realist, I think that's a loss against y'all, but I would love to beat y'all, so I'm gonna keep that optimistic feeling open. Because obviously I'm a Giants fan, you're a 49ers fan, you come in our house, we're gonna beat that ass. But you know, keeping it taking my fandom out of it, I just have to go with what I know and what I see. And if we get to a certain point, I don't want to see the 2022 season again. I just don't. Because I don't want to see the disappointment if that happens. We got on such a high and won a game against the Vikings in a playoff game. And then next year came back and looked like we never was there.
Right. Right.
I want to see us build a foundation, get an identity. You got 5 years, $100 million to do so. You brought in some of your players that you will think will be key to this team having long-term success and or short-term success before you're able to replace them with somebody like a Ricard at the fullback. Bringing the fullback back into football is crazy when you have a running back like Scatterboo and Tyron Tracy. It gives you an extra blocker. It's going to open up their game so much more. We're going to be more of a ground and pound and get back to time of possession, controlling the clock, and being Giants, not the fucking little midgets. Like, this is not working. We need to get back to putting fear in the NFL schedule where you're not just going to look at us as punk ass niggas and just put a W on the board and that's it. And it happens. It happens.
I think that's next year. I don't think that's so much this year.
No, like I say, we're going to get the 8-9 wins, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with being relevant in week 15 and saying, and looking on the thing, and they're like, yo, if this person loses, the Giants could get in. If this person loses, you know what I'm saying? If they win this game, they could get into the playoffs, into the wild card spot, into the 6th spot. Okay. I want that talk late in the season. Right? I want, if they get in, they're going to be a tough out. I need that talk.
You want that? That's the kind of energy you're looking for.
That's the kind of energy I'm looking for, because that goes into next season. We're saying we didn't make it this year, or we were this close. Now we go back into the draft. We get to retool. We got the free agency again. We get the second season of Harvard is where, and Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors and Scatterboo and so forth, this is where we start to show the dominance and start taking back over the NFC East. Us and the Eagles will be back on top. And we will start to make a resurgence back to being the Giants for the next 3 years after. And winning a Super Bowl in this Harbaugh time. Clock it with a head movement. Like, But we will win a Super Bowl within his tenure here. Yes, I said it.
Okay.
If we got to run through all of you, meaning the 49ers as well. So, I don't know how you feel about your squad winning. But...
I mean, listen, only thing that has been hurting us the last couple of years is timely injury. Timely injury has been hurting us for the last couple of years. And I don't think we did a good job in this offseason of going to get younger. We actually went back and got older again. picking up older players. But I guess that's the mindset that we're in, bringing these players that we can try to win now. We didn't draft well, but I still got faith that we're gonna do what we've been doing in regards to being right there. And somehow Brock Purdy has learned how to be a quarterback that actually wins football games instead of just keeping you win football games. That's what I need to see. The next step from him is to be that quarterback, because there's a difference, man. You could be a good quarterback, right? You keep your team
in a game manager.
Right, but game management, how are you how are you looking in the clutch in the plays where we need you to make a throw that no one sees, or make a play that no one sees, make a change at the line, that's totally against what the play call was, and not even a coach know that you called. Like taking that next step is what I need to see from Brock Purdy. I don't want to see an offense that's 95% Christian McCaffrey. I don't want to see that again. Because
he gets hurt a lot too.
Injury too. He's been kind of good since he's been with us. But how long is that gonna last if every other down the ball is going to him? We need to figure out how to get the football around a little bit more. So that's why I am with it. But I still see us coming out the NFC.
Okay. That's for this year. I have your Western Conference foes, your battle buddies going to the championship right now. Right now, like I said, it's just early predictions. We in May. This still got some time. We talk about September. We got 4 months left, and we'll see what we see. We'll do what we do. I think that Justin Herbert will be the reason why they don't go. If he plays a little bit above what he's capable of doing, they go to the Super Bowl. Easily this year. So we'll see what happens. Denver's still tough there, though. Knicks, what he does, that division is going to be crazy. The Raiders will possibly take a step forward. I don't know. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. And I like to see all the divisions evened out. Chicago, Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota with Kyler Murray is going to be insane next year. Like, that is must-watch TV.
That's why I said
every single week.
That's why I said that's the week where we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna beat Minnesota. I don't think we will.
Yeah, man, that must-see TV every week for the NFC North, and it's just gonna be good football. It should be good football. You got Jordan Love, you got Jared Goff, like shit, Caleb Williams, and now Kyler Murray. I mean, that's the NFC East. Jalen Hurts, Jackson Dart, Jim Harbaugh, like everybody's like they ramping up. Everybody ramping up. Yes, your division ain't no joke, really.
No, not at all.
Rams, 49ers, the Super Bowl winning champions. Arizona's the only trash. And then you got the South, where you got Bryce Young, who comes on during the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, nobody could beat them to get into the, like, Baker Mayfield do what he do. We don't know the situation that's going to happen with Atlanta at the quarterback, position. They're just they're a clusterfuck of fun. You know what I mean? Like, their division's really not that good, but they could beat anybody on any given Sunday. Like, it's just weird.
Right.
It's weird.
Is that one
Yeah.
crucial turnover could do it for that game in that division.
Yep. And then you got the OG division, kinda. You got Deshaun Watson. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Lamar Jackson, two-time MVP at this point. You got Joe Burrow, who can't stay healthy, but if he stay healthy, they've been to a Super Bowl, like, and took the who was it that year? The Rams to the brink. That was a really good Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you have these games, though. Like, you have them. You have these teams. The NFL that does have a lot of parity in it right now, and these divisions are kind of evenly matched. The Geno Smith going back to the Jets with the offense that they had. What do? The Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots coming out of a Super Bowl.
Right.
That's not no punk ass division right now.
No.
Miami's the only downfall. You got the South. You got the Texans. You got Daniel Jones coming off his injuries. CJ Stroud being a piece of shit. Like, you got Hunter coming back, and Deion Sanders. We forgot about that shit. Why is he still trying to keep himself relevant in the world of these young kids and shit? He talk about, oh, why they didn't tell me how to coach? Ask me how to coach Travis Hunter. Why the fuck do they need to at this point, my guy? You can't even get your college teams correct. You trash. You lost Travis Hunter and your son. Your teams ain't no good no more.
Nope.
So why somebody need to ask you that? How to coach? Now he's in the NFL. They're going to do what they do. Just like what you did. Fuck out of here, bro. Stop trying to stay relevant in the situation. It's over. Let them boys go on and be grown-ups just like you. You see something wrong, you could go to them and correct it. And say, here's the advice that I give you. But you don't ask or be mad at another team for not asking you how to coach another person. He gone. You did your job. Let him be.
That make no sense.
It's fucking trash. I'm saying, like, people don't know how to stay out the spotlight. Deion, you're not prime time no more, baby. It's over. It's fucking over. You're not running back punt returns for the 49ers and the Cowboys anymore. It's over. Or the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe you should have tried to save your buddy Andre Rison from getting his house burned down from left eye. How about that? Maybe you should have coached him more.
Shit.
Fuck out of here.
I don't know.
But anyways, I got us going 8 to 9 wins.
Nah, but that, looking at the move that's been made, a new coach, a new culture for a team that, truth be told, like I said last year, was rolling. It was a much better looking team than the schedule or than the standings would have showed. So that's not far fetched. That's not far fetched even a little bit that they can win 8 to 9 games. It's just who are them 8 to 9 games going to be against that they win? Are they going to be against the upper echelons of the teams above a 500 record, or are they just going to beat the teams that now they're going to look at their record at those teams and be like, oh, these are teams we're supposed to beat? So that's going to be the difference and what you see going forward with that team.
Yeah, and that's just that, and that's all I got. I kept it as real as I could. You know what I mean? I think those are 1, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
I got 8 wins. Like I said, I'll leave the last one up to what it is. We could get a surprise in there. You know what I mean? And that'll be just that. Surprise to be against y'all, and we'll just keep.
I mean, for the first quarter last year, y'all played a hard game.
Yeah, it looked good.
It was a very hard game. But after real life set in, it was over.
So before we get up out of here, I got 2 things. Number one, I got obviously You know, we got my boy. We got this moment.
What the heck?
So I don't have a picture, but I just want everybody to just, if you can, to go back. And I did a horrible job today, and I do it every time I drink, of saying like, subscribe, and comment. I've done a horrible job today, and I apologize. But please do that for whoever chimes in and watches. Um, Trevor Lawrence's haircut. If you have a, he cut his hair off, y'all. And if you have a chance to go back and look at his haircut, it 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 reminded me a little bit of No Country for Old Men. Just go back and look. It looks real creepy. It's scary. I think he should
I've
revisit.
seen that he cut his hair. I haven't seen the actual cut yet.
You got to go look at it. It's not okay for life. His
Unbelievable.
face, it don't fit it. Like I said, give me No Country for Old Men vibes. You know, the man with the air gun. Like, nah, not okay with it. And then there was a softball game this week, and the team was up 8-0 in the ninth, or not the ninth, in the seventh inning, with 2 outs. At that point, yes, like, share, and subscribe. You are correct. At that point, teams that have been down have been 0-640, down by 8. This team rallied to come back and win that game in extra innings by 1. With 2 outs, including the grand slam. 0-640. 0. 8 runs with 2 outs. The odds that you ran off 8 runs with 2 outs is crazy. Besides Trevor Lawrence, that's my what the heck moment. I don't know how that happened. But big ups and shout out to that team who made that happen. And obviously, history and shit is made to be broken. Now, you finally have somebody who came back from an 8-0 deficit with 2 outs left. So teams now have hope. People now have hope once again, just like the Red Sox did with the Yankees. It gave hope. The Warriors, Thunder, Cleveland, Warriors, you gave hope that 3-1, 3-0 deficits can happen 1 game at a time. So I don't know what your moment is. I think you might have alluded to it earlier.
I did, but then I also have just one more. And it goes back to that dude, man. I don't want to harp on it too much because then it becomes hate, and I'm not a hater. First of all, I don't hate no basketball player, man. I don't hate no Yes, I do. Yeah, but the LeBron drama once again, man. Rich Paul, I don't know who's doing it, but and if it's even true, if it, things are just so fake nowadays. Social media could put something out there and you don't know who it's coming from, man. So pretty much it's been said that LeBron wants to see his worth from the Lakers and wants to be paid pretty much like close to $50 million a year to stay there unless they're going to get a top superstar talent.
No.
That's not how that works.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You're 42 years old.
Right. That's not how that works. Even nothing taken away from your game, man. You're still playing at a high level, but at this point in time, we can't handcuff ourselves to you as a 42-year-old player. We need to move in a direction of more youthful talent and more pieces instead of paying one player a large sum of money. Um,
You have to build around Luca.
right. Even to like, I'm not. And Luca has made it known that he has a desire to play with Austin Reeves. He didn't mention he didn't say he doesn't say much about LeBron. Know what I'm saying? But he's expressed his desire to continue to play in the backcourt with Austin Reeves. But me personally, the only way we get better at this point is to, number one, if LeBron is going to LeBron has to take a seasonable pay cut, which at this time I'm like, dude, you're a billionaire, man. If you really want to win, be
Take
fair.
a veteran minimum, 15 million.
Be fair. Take
You.
20. Take 25, 30. You know what I mean? Like take 25,
15.
30. I can't
18
say
at
that
best.
he's to take the minimum because it's with the Lakers. Now, that's been the word that he said he'll take a pay cut to go play with the Knicks, to go play with Cleveland, to go play with Golden State. He'll take the pay cut, but to stay with the Lakers, he's gonna want more money if they don't bring in more talent.
But you playing with a top superstar. You're already playing with him. So why would you
how
take?
much more do you need if you're trying to take 50 million?
So there was a report about that too, like about him and JJ Redick in the game ball. Like how this kind of started on some bullshit, right? It was one of the owners or whatever, the GMs, gave JJ Redick a game ball instead of LeBron for his accomplishment and his wins and all of this shit. But like, so that's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that, you know, they're gonna report, but we don't know if it's all true or whatever the situation may be. But so it's time to go. Your contract's up. Go do what you've been doing. Go team hop. Go chase your rings. Go play with Steph Curry. Go pull the Lakers where they got Karl Malone and Gary Payton. And go see if you could change that narrative.
Right.
Right? Because they couldn't get it done because they lost to Detroit. To the younger, more physical squad. And I ain't gonna lie, that team, when you think about it across the board, was just
for me,
what?
He needs that. There's only a couple of options, right? That makes sense. Like you said, go to Golden State. That's the best option, or go back home to Cleveland.
That's it.
I mean, you can try to make another push. Maybe you might want to take a look at the Knicks.
No, but then you got to dismantle their team. And why would they want to do that in the position that they're in?
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, so it's those three options, those three teams. You want to go back to Miami? I mean, what do you want?
Wade ain't there.
I'm saying like, and after that, it's who you want to go play with the Joker? You want to go play with Ant-Man?
Giannis.
Yeah, like I mean, so that's what another thing I heard. He was saying pretty much he would be interested to sign wherever Giannis goes.
And you're going to have to take way less money because that team is going to give him whatever he needs to stay for the next 5 years.
He's now still a generational talent. He still has Giannis at this stage still has 7 good years.
Yeah, 5 at least.
At least 5. So that's the thing. So LeBron, you know, clear up your mess. Speak up for yourself. Stop sending Rich Paul to clean it up. Let us know exactly what it is you want to do. So that was my what the heck moment. But other than that, I'm cool.
Yeah. So I got one other thing, and that's regarding the team that's about to play at 8 o'clock today in a game 7. And this is just my opinion. Don't know if it could happen or how it can happen. But I think Detroit should trade for Devin Booker. That's just me. I'm just I'm just looking at the team.
But it's
I'm just seeing what Cade need to not have to somebody who needs some offensive help. And where do you get that from? And I don't know what salary caps look like, but I just think that that's a person that came to mind where I think he would fit very well and take a lot of pressure off of Cade Cunningham for them to go to the next level. If you want to put two people together, I think that's the two you might want to try to put together. That's just my opinion. I'll let you have the floor with that, whatever.
it's not a bad thought. Only thing is their styles, Cade and Devin Booker's styles are pretty much almost similar, and to where they play the game from. So, like Devin Booker's not a spot up shooter, but it can work. It's just at this point now you're talking about you're gonna have to trade pieces and a lot of them, right? So you're gonna have to. That's where Duncan Robinson is getting traded. That's where you may lose.
Is that a sacrifice?
You may lose 2 or 3 players and some draft picks in order to do that.
That's
And I
fine. The
don't
only
think
two people
Devin,
that are untradeable, in my estimation, only two people that's untradeable is the Thompson guy and Jalen Duren, right?
right.
So I move on from that and I bring in somebody that of that caliber to help my guy. Where, as what I see, it's easier to double with triple K and let everybody else be because they don't trust everybody else to score.
Which is it's not a bad thought. It's not a bad thought. It's actually pretty cool. It's just, oh man, with everything that they have, I don't think ruffling the feathers of what they already have is what they need to do. I think they need to add something else without moving pieces. I think they need to move that they need to add something else without moving pieces. A lot of teams in the NBA do that. They're right there, and then they trade away their depth to go get that superstar level talent, which is a good player, and it is a sacrifice because you're going to get a lot from it. But then what happens if that one superstar now gets hurt? Which Devin Booker.
I mean, but we always got to think about that.
Right. But when you lose Duncan Robinson because he's hurt with the roster that you have, you're missing something, but you're not missing a Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I say that hurts, and that'll be a large sacrifice that they would have to make to do it. And I don't think Devin Booker is the guy that gets them over the hump anyway. I don't think he's that impactful with that roster to get them over the hump when that's what they have. What he brings to the table is what they have already, which is shooting. I think they probably need to find a player where they're comfortable with taking. Well, Devin Booker can be that too, but that's not his game. Where they could bring a player in where you can maybe take something. You could take Cade Cunningham off the ball so much and let him go post up some of them little ass guards that he's playing against most nights. Instead of him having to dribble the ball up court, make a pass off screen, and then go find himself a play or a spot down in the 18-foot area and lower in the shot clock.
If I'm not mistaken,
where's Ja Morant
didn't they
going
have
after
that?
this year?
That's yeah. We could get to that next week too. I would love to go there because I had that last week actually, and I forgot to get into it. Um, but didn't they have a player like that could take coming in off the ball? I maybe I'm
They
bugging,
had Jaden Ivey.
but I was just going there. Didn't they have that? I was just saying he's on the Bulls now.
No, he ain't.
He got cut too.
Yeah, remember with that?
Oh, they just let him go with the bullshit. They let him go with the bullshit. That's right. You're right. They let him go with the bullshit. But he was on the Bulls. So he
Right.
was a Bull a few months ago, right?
Right. Right.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Because I think they would be able to like share the responsibilities. Because then you don't Devin Booker did play point guard at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you have both of them that can kind of be interchangeable at that position and at the shooting guard position. So like how do you guard that? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I don't know. I just thought it would be an interesting move to shake
No,
up that
it's not a
team
bad move.
with some of the stuff they have.
It just
Maybe you
depends on
give
how
up
much
those
you're
draft
willing to give
picks.
up for him.
Yeah.
That's just the thing.
At
What
this
you're
point,
willing to give up.
what they're giving up for people nowadays, yeah, you probably have to give up way too much. Because they're giving up way more for less. You know what I mean?
Because Mikal Bridges was worth 5 draft picks.
Yeah. And this is where we're going. And that's the bad part. Because when you have a quality player like Devin Booker to come to a team like that, that's on the verge of possibly going to an NBA championship,
Right.
an NBA finals, like you not, yeah, you have to give up a lot if you think that's the piece, because that's what they think they need. So yeah, is it worth it? Is going to be the question. So we'll see after 8 o'clock today. Which I don't know why they put that shit on at 8 o'clock, bro. You couldn't put it on at 6 or 7.
They could have put it on at 6
Why do
o'clock.
they do this? Why do they do this?
There's
So now
no
we got
other
to stay up
games
to
today.
11. Exactly, we got to stay up to 11 to watch this shit. It's golf on. It's golf and the Yankees and the Mets. The
Yeah, that's
Subway
what I'm
Series.
saying.
There's
They could have put
nothing
the game
else
on at 6 because the Yankees and the Mets are over. They'll be over by
at
4.
5, 4 or 5 o'clock.
4 or 5,
at
right?
best.
Between 4 and 5. So they could have easily did that.
Trash. East Coast games, Detroit and Cleveland. They're not that far apart. It's all East Coast time.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But that should be our time for today. We will get into the Ja Morants and everything else next week. Obviously, we're going to have the playoffs, the Eastern Conference, Western Conference finals unfolding, our game 7. What else? Whatever else takes place this week, we will talk about. Because we do this once a week, mind you. We don't do this every day. Number one, I got to go to work. And when I get out of work, I'm tired. I don't want to do this every day. Sorry.
Right.
People who want to see more of and blah, 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 blah. I ain't coming on here every day. I don't got time. Nor do I care. I have somewhat of a life outside of here. Like, I might see if I go play golf anymore. There's a spot for me somewhere. So I love to do this. But until I get paid what I get paid for what I actually do, yeah, I'm going to see y'all once a week. Right. Well, once again, this What the Heck Sports Show. Please like, subscribe, comment, which I did a horrible job today on. A whole bunch of other shit I did a horrible job today on. But we're going to get back to it.
We had a good show, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm saying if they coming through, they should already know to like, subscribe. This the internet and share. They should, the internet has been what it's been. These podcasts have been what it's been. If you're rocking with us at any moment in time, even if you come through for a few seconds, show some love. That's what you do, man. So we shouldn't have to tell you it's already there for you to do. We appreciate it though. Ain't no hate. We just enjoy having this conversation and bringing y'all in with us because we're gonna have a conversation anyway.
Exactly. And keep the jokes coming, the cornrow jokes, the all of them. The jokes about saying dead ass. I don't know, it's the worst saying. You know, he poke fun. But whatever. My cornrow joke, I loved it. It wasn't, true. I just started growing my hair, midlife crisis at 40
Mm-hmm.
something years old. Yes, I'm pushing 50. And guess what? I'm still able to do this. Some of y'all chicks can't even do it. I ain't been able to do it. That's why you wear wigs
Mm-hmm.
and and horsehair. Like I said back in the day, what the nigga Martin Lawrence say? There's a bull horse in Central Park somewhere. like,
Yo.
like worrying about y'all trying to give yourself some hair. Like, get the fuck out of here. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, I still appreciate the joke and you coming through and doing what you're doing. Uh, but we'll get out of here and we'll do this again next week, like always.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'll holler at you next week.
Wow.
Alamam, bum, bum.